Fear and greed run through the wire. Candles climb and then expire. Our edges cut from the profile, sharp and clean by every buyer. He conquers the markets, he turns water into wine. His timing flows where chaos turns divine. Cut sharp enough to time the sign. Yeah, this man's no common trader. He commands the market's numbers. We call him Chef Bailey. The market bends beneath his flame. Fear and greed run through the wire. Candles climb and then expire. Our edges cut from the profile, sharp and clean by every buyer. Markets move, they twist and swing. Every tick can burn or bring. Ryan keeps calm, he trusts his thing. The charts tell him everything. But when T1 makes ding, 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 the futures spread their hidden wing. And he is ready for anything, with Vic still looking like a restless king.
Ready to stop guessing and start growing as a trader. Welcome to Vici Trading Solutions, a community built by real traders for serious learners. We don't just post trades, we teach the why behind every move. With a full education section and daily breakdowns, you'll start seeing the market like a pro. You won't be trading alone. Inside the Vici Discord, you're surrounded by committed traders, from futures pros to rising crypto specialists, all learning and winning together. Gain first access to our exclusive indicators, powerful tools used daily by hundreds across TradingView and beyond. These aren't gimmicks, they're built to sharpen your edge. Each morning, our founder posts a full trading plan for the S&P 500 or NASDAQ and calls out the levels he's watching live. No fluff, just clarity. Education, tools, community. Whether you trade futures, stock, or crypto, Vici gives you the foundation and firepower to grow. Join Vici, trade smarter, conquer the markets.
And we're back. How's everybody doing on this fine Tuesday? I told you guys, you just got to be patient. You got to be patient. Listen, I wore this hat for a reason. You know why I wore this? Because sometimes you get diddled and sometimes you're the diddler. And today, Team Vici was the diddler. Because you know what? We were patient and we waited for it. And that's what's up. I had a great day. I know a lot of people in the room had a good day. Tim slayed it. A few other guys slayed it. We put a lot of money up on the board. I was very, very happy with today. We did the damn diddler today. We diddled the diddle. I wish I had some baby oil. I'd have that sitting right here. All I have is lotion. I looked around everywhere for it. I didn't have it. So anyways, what's up, Zoom, TX, Raj? There's about 20 other people that came in that I didn't see the names. I'm sorry, I opened it up late. So welcome, everyone. Today was a great day for us. The trade plan was incredible. We actually have played an area that we've been talking about since Sunday, maybe even before that. What's up, Jim? Pleasure as usual. And really, this is just a patience thing. I know people were starting to get restless. You know, we went last week without a whole lot of trades. Listen, I can't control the markets. You know, what you can't control is yourself, right? Because this whole thing, being a professional, is just about waiting and being patient and waiting for the high probability trades. You got to look at this as a business, right? Where do I want to do business at, right? So one of the things that got me for a long time that worked really well for me, because I used to do a bunch of shit. I used to get restless and have some FOMO, whatever. I used to look at it like this. I would say, am I willing to get my wallet out for this trade right here? Is this something I'm actually willing to pull money out of my wallet for? If it's not, then it's not a good trade. So today, we actually had an awesome trade too that worked out very well today. The one in particular that I'm really happy with was the long. I was a little unsure if it was going to hold initially. I knew that we'd get a reaction from it, but we got an amazing reaction for 70, 80 points, something like that. So we're going to get into it because, guys, we were patient. Everything came together. I salute all you who have waited and did their thing. Guys, listen, this game's such a mind fuck. Think about it like this. So we didn't get a lot of crazy trades last week, right? Volatility was meh, right? So, but this today literally made up for everything that you missed last week. You only need a couple good trades a week, and you can absolutely make your month. And this was certainly one of them. So let's get into it. Let's go right into it. Zook, I'm glad you're here, buddy. I know you had a good day. I don't even gotta look at the board. I know you did good because this is your kind of play. So that's what's up. That's what's up. What is we got here? Oh, okay. All right, I was looking at what somebody else had going on. So let's go ahead and get right into it. I got some exciting stuff to announce too, actually. As usual, guys, don't forget to follow me across all these socials. X, YouTube, Substack, TradingView. Like, share, retweet, share with your friends. Do me a favor, do your friends a favor. Put the word out there. We're putting up good stuff. We're putting out the hits. It's all good, right? It's all about, just teaching people to be professional at this. This is not a game. This is a job. I sit here. This is how I pay my bills, and I'm teaching you guys to do the same thing, or at least hopefully I am. It's really a lot of this is about controlling yourself. So share this with other people and, see who we can help out in the process. The other big thing I wanted to share with you guys is, and I'm going to go ahead and it's going to be in the Substack, and it is in YouTube right now. I'm going to go ahead and share the link for this. I'm actually doing a webinar with Target Trading, but it's all revolved around with Mike from Target Trading, but it is all Vici stuff. We're going to focus on Vici, products that we can offer, things that we can give you, scale up the whole 9 yards just to make you a lot more profitable, kind of show you what guys in our rooms are doing, strategies that they're using, et cetera, et cetera. I'm also going to be giving away a prop firm examination here tomorrow, and Mike is giving away 60 days of any service that you guys want, mine, his, whatever you want. It's actually a pretty attractive offer. So you do have to be present to be here, and you do have to put in your phone number because we will be texting the winner. I'm going to go ahead and just throw this in right now for you guys here in the comments section. Boom, there's the link for that. And let me throw it in let me find this. Where are we at here? Here we go. Show up, register, win something, have some fun, learn about some Vici products. We got some new stuff coming out too. I'll probably talk about that a little bit, but we have just been absolutely crushing it. Those of you guys who follow on the trade plans know that this is really just a professional game. We really wait for the right spots, and then we just lay into them. And that is the whole idea of this. And so hopefully you guys will be able to, hop in the car with us and make some serious money as we conquer the markets. So let's go ahead and get right into it, guys. I'm excited about this webinar, by the way. So make sure you guys attend, and I'm going to give away some free stuff. Everybody likes free stuff. So here we go. So let's talk about this. So we talked about a little pullback, right? We talked about this potentially coming up. So here we go, right? So this is the title here, the 74.20 momentum pivot, guys. This is the same long that we took yesterday, kind of kept a lid on things. And, we'll get in here real shortly with how this is going to play out. So as we come into the morning, and we had the 73.99 daily support. That was the big above below level. And yesterday, if you guys recall, in the post-market breakdown, towards the end of it, I drew out everything for you. It was the same thing actually that we went over in the weekend review. We talked about as long as we stay above 99, we continue to traverse all-time highs. If they push below 99, we could come down into the first important area, which is the 60s, 73 60s, and ultimately come down into that double point of control and the previous weekly point of control. Very big area, an area that we certainly were watching from a value perspective, and it played handsomely today. So again, we had a very interesting, I don't want to call it anomaly, but it was kind of interesting because when I woke up this morning and I did the options levels, we actually had the negative gamma was above us today. It was at 74.20, which was the big level that we took for the long yesterday. And it just so happened that they had shifted this options level above us, which means the dealers were hedging to the downside. Okay. So as soon as I woke up, I was like, damn, here we go. Right. A little volatility. I've explained to you guys when we had the webinar and on here multiple times that, in positive gamma territory, we generally have an upside lean and it's slow and grindy and relative volume is low, and we just kind of creep along and volatility is muted. But we enter negative gamma, we got a downside lean, Dealers are hedging to the downside. We get rotations in both directions, and we generally get a fairly large range. Well, we certainly did today, which was pretty awesome because it's been a while since we've had an exciting day. So that's what's up, right? So the gamma flip level put us back in negative territory. That means dealers are hedging short and can potentially bring downside movement and volatility into the session. The gamma flip is sitting directly at our significant momentum shift level at 74.20. Below 74.20, dealers are hedging short. I think we just talked about that. Easy enough, right? So we've been talking about this 74.20 for days, about the market being overextended and extremely outside of value. But again, and I want to reiterate this over and over again, just because I say these things doesn't mean the market's about to crash. I don't know what you guys are looking at online, but Twitter is just a cesspool. It's where money goes to die. Please do not pay attention to that bullshit on there because we are not even close to coming down yet. We could come down hundreds of points and we're still very much pointing to the upside on the high time frame. So just because we are overextended and extremely outside of value does not mean the market has to crash, but it means a pullback to support would be healthy. A rotation lower would bring new buyers to the table and potentially set up the next move to all-time high price discovery mode, right? Well, we've done this multiple times. At this point in time, you could say we're like a sure shot. We know the levels we're going to play, but we just got to rest and let them do their thing, as we've had a couple amazing times over the past couple of weeks where we've really just nailed it dead on, and we produced all-time highs as we continue to do price discovery. So again, dealers were hedging to the short this morning below 74.20, and that can create downside pressure. On the lower side, 73.99 is the major ES daily. That if we break below 73.99, we come all the way where? Say it for me, Zook. Say it for me. I know you can. The 73.60s. You got that right. And that is exactly where we ended up today. So, and the same thing applied for SPX. If it breaks 73.76, we can push much lower to fill the gap, which would obviously reflect in the downside pressure in the ES. So we're going to talk about SPX as well because you guys know we use them both. They're in conjunctions here. They're in conjunction. So I'm going to do this a little bit different. Usually I go right into SPX. We're going to come back to SPX, okay? We're going to do a little bit of both ways here with SPX. So we'll see what we got. I don't know if it'll come out as nice. So anyways, right here, and actually before I do that, I'm going to show you guys a little sneak peek, those of you who are not subscribers. This is the gamma levels that I post, and actually these are the pictures of the charts that I post every single day. So as you can see right here, the 74.20 right here is this 4 hour in the gamma flip level, and you can clearly see a hat above or below, right? And essentially that was below and then below again under 99 to take us all the way down to the put wall at 73.64, which was also yesterday's point of control. That also looks very similar on the 1 hour time frame, saying that above 74.20 we push higher, and of course below it we come lower, and below 99 we come lower, only to come where? 73.64. All right, cool. All right, so now let's go ahead and get into it. It's kind of just an afterthought here. So as you guys know, the very first resistance level was the 16/2050 level here. We had the 4 hour, the gamma flip, the whole 9 yards. Basically, this was the big untested level because dealers are hedging short. A pop into this zone can create suppression. Well, that looks like a pop to me, a little bit before pre-market. And then if we pop into the 20 area and it fails, we want to see it get back below 74.16 for a continuation lower, which was about right here. And obviously we ended up coming down all day. It played 60 points right off the rip. If you got it, great. If you didn't, that's fine too. I actually didn't take that short. I took a different one. So we'll show you that here real soon. Okay. This is actually the one that I took, which made a lot of sense to me because in my opinion, it was hard to decide which direction we were going to go. We were above 99 and below 20. So even though I was really hedging or, looking to the downside because, we're obviously looking for some rotation, I waited to see if 99 was going to break. So here you go. This is our first, the 73.99 shelf and the 74.02. We've talked about this so many times. We drew this out for you yesterday in the post-market breakdown. Momentum shifts greatly to the downside under 73.99. There is no untested daily support for well over 130 points if 99 breaks. Well, it doesn't mean we had to go 130 points. I was just simply saying underneath 99, we don't have much support, but we knew that we knew that 73.60 may give us a little something. So how I played this is I waited for that 1 hour close above 73.99, and I basically got short and had my stop up high enough to where it was really not a big deal. And actually ended up playing this 2 times. And as you can see, we had targets all the way down to 73.68, which, as you know, we eventually came to. So I ended up entering in this 2 times because, as you can see on this next picture, we actually popped up, took some stops out for me. I started to move down. So I ended up getting back into this once again, back under 99. And we ended up taking this back down again after we had that solid little retest. Because at this point, right, we know that we're not going to clearly reclaim 02 and 99. We needed to come down. We've talked about this for some time. And, we really just had that big magnet down there with that point of control. So that's where we were headed. And that makes perfect sense. So let's go ahead and talk about SPX now. I know it's a little bit out of the normal here. So we talked about how SPX would have the same story as ES, and it was drifting sideways, but opening lower into some serious support. Okay, so basically at the time of the open, I wasn't exactly sure where SPX was going to open. What I did know is that we were down in this lower area in here, which is exactly what happened. So we, as you guys know, I had these arrows here pointing us to the upside, insinuating that any of these 3 could pop us depending on where we open. And underneath the 73.76, below 73.76, it can move swiftly lower and potentially fill Friday's gap down to 73.34. This is the support. This is the major low side inflection point. And as you can see, arrow up, arrow down. Not too complicated. It's pretty simple, right? I think we can all trade by numbers here. Trade by arrow. I think that's pretty easy. What's up, Izzy? I'm glad you made it. So essentially, check this out. So I have this 2 ways so that you could see here. So we actually opened right here, as you can see, under this 4-hour, and essentially pushed right down immediately underneath our daily at 73.76. They popped back up. They played the backside of the 73.85, which all these levels were clearly marked right here, as you can see, okay, and ended up pushing, and we had this below the 73.76. She was coming down, right? So here we go. We came down. We talked about filling this leg area here. And this was the massive leg in that essentially held. And obviously, as you can see, kind of a spoiler alert, if you didn't watch the markets already, this was the spot that took us all the way back up, basically filled the gap from Friday. Just an unbelievable push at the end of the day. I actually got a decent portion of this. I took the little first part, had to get in later. But man, it went much further than I anticipated, if I have to keep it real. So kind of crazy here for sure. So now we've talked about the short from the 74.20, and we've talked about where SPX opened and also the SPX long. So not to be a spoiler alert, but here we go. So now we're going to get into this, guys. So this is the Mon-Thu, right? This was the banger of the day. And this is what we waited for all week. Like really, this is where the patience paid off. Like being super patient, focusing on our ES product, waiting for the trade plan to pay dividends, and then just laying into it something nasty, right? Even, I don't know about you guys, but trades like this, I could not get a trade the rest of the week, and I'm still paying rent and eating steaks. So I hope that you guys are patient, and when we come to these banger-ass leg-ins like this, you guys lay into this shit, because that's what's up. So as you guys can see, 73.60 was our major buy cluster. By the way, we did eat the market, just saying. Where's my baby oil? So this was the big spot for us, guys. We had the 64.50 1-hour leg up. We had the previous weekly point of control. We had 64 was a put wall. Then we had that 1 hour directly below us here. So this is the first area of support I'm interested in. I'm telling you right there, I'm gonna buy this, right? We have a previous weekly point of control, the day double nakeds, all the good stuff, and we have the 1 hour leg to the all-time high. Okay, this is a serious confluence stack. I did everything here but tell you to push the button, but actually reach over and push it for you, right? So here's the trade management. If this confirms, take profits around 73.80. I did. I can promise you that's actually where I got flat, believe it or not, and had to get in back above it. So then the major profit taking area around 99 and 02. If this pushes back above 99, it can continue to traverse much higher throughout the day. Well, shocker, we definitely did that because we went all the way up into the 30s, which was crazy. I didn't expect it to go that high, but it did. So this was an amazing long from the lows, 70 points. And guys, you know why we're getting moves like this? Negative gamma, right? We haven't seen any moves like this when we were in positive gamma for the past 2 weeks. The moment we get to negative gamma, volatility expands. You got to take advantage of it while it's here because we don't get many chances to do this. More than likely, dealers are going to hedge back long again tomorrow. We'll see. But, who knows? We got big red tag news tomorrow, so it'll be interesting to see what happens. So let's go ahead and get into the next slide. So this is actually what I did for the trade. Now, I just want to show you guys. Here was the trade management side of it, right? I want to see 59 to 66 play and hold, and then push back above 67. Well, let me show you how I traded it. Okay, here we are. We're into 64.50. I waited to get back above 67 right here. Look at my entry, 69, right? I traded the plan. I literally waited for this to happen, just like you guys should have, right? This is me showing you right now, pushing your button right now. Go ahead, get long, right? Because we got above. I loved this area. I talked about it all week, right? We get back above 73.64. We start to boogie. And our first profit-taking area is 80, 73.80, right? Where do you see this cluster right here, right? I had 8 cars on, 8, because I liked it that much, right? And so I took half off at 73.80, which was a huge deal for me. It was 20 points with 4 cars, which was an absolute banger for me. It was $4,000 right there. As you can see, I basically took a bunch of profits right here, okay? And then obviously we had targets going all the way up. Now, I won't bullshit. 73.80 actually stopped us dead in our tracks. And we came back down and we flickered around a little bit. And I actually expected to get one more push lower and buy the reclaim, and it didn't happen. So on the way back up, I had to get long above 80. So I'm not even going to stunt. But that was absolutely in the trade plan. We talked about, at 73.80 right here is our major profit-taking area right here, 73.80 first. Right. So then when we came back and we cleared it, I got long back above 80. Why not? Right. That was the rejection spot. Now we've cleared it. Let's get long. And I took most of my profits around 02, which was another 20 points. Yes, indeed. Oh, where my diddy hat? Oh, we straight diddled them. Diddly them. That was good shit. Amazing day today. I am fucking pumped. Sorry. I'm very excited. I've sat on my hands for a long time, you guys. I've been super patient. I've been waiting for this. And this is how it's done, players. This is how it's done. Patience pays. So the final long here, guys, as you can see, actually, I think I got one more. That's A. Oh, yeah, we'll show you what this looks like. A. Oh, that's B. I think I showed you B already, didn't I? Yeah, I showed you B. And then C. Oh, yeah, I think I showed you C. I think we've been through all this. Yeah, we've been through all this. Okay. All right, so last and final thing here, guys, as usual, just going to kind of reflect on this because SPX really shined through for us today. Here we go. Check this out. There we go. And just absolutely crushed it. I mean, this thing was just so textbook. It was so clean. And, everything about it was right. We came down, filled the gap. We did our number. And we laid this out so many times in advance. And I got to tell you, that's one of the beautiful things about having this strategy is I have the confidence to get on here with you guys and make these calls in front of literally thousands of people. And I know you're probably looking at the stream saying, right, there's only like 75 people on here. No, like a lot of our videos that we make get thousands of views from people who watch them later. And I'm confident enough in the process to get on here and speak and say, hey, listen, this is what it is, because it continues to play out over and over and over again. So I highly recommend you guys respect the process, trade the plan, be patient, wait for these banging ass setups. Who cares that we didn't get many trades last week? We just made 80 points. And if you had any size on, you're done, baby. I'm going to buy a car. All right, so that is really it, guys. I mean, absolutely phenomenal. I wanted to show you this too. This is a big deal. We talk about this quite frequently. Check this out. So this is after the fact, but I just wanted to show you and highlight these options levels. So check this out. This is our gamma flip level, right? This is the one that we shorted from. Look at the put wall at 64. Literally the low, okay? Literally the low. And yes, we had a 1 hour level there. Okay, whatever. Confluence, guys, confluence. You guys heard me say a lot of times, we don't trade these options levels naked, but we certainly trade them with other levels, right? And so look at that, 64, bang, played it perfect. Not only that, but what happened? We went all the way up and look at them touch the call wall at 47.34. Now, 47.34 was actually a level there as well. I'll go ahead and show you right here. 74.34.50, played it to the tick. It was a daily that we created yesterday, actually. And so this was a phenomenal example of how these options levels play. And I sincerely hope that you guys are taking advantage of all these that I put in there. take a lot of time to put them in the trade plan and make sure they coincide and are easy to understand so that you guys can use these to your advantage. So with that being said, make sure you put all this stuff on your chart. And if you have TradingView, make sure you download the Trade Plan Companion. It's free. If you guys haven't done that yet and you're using TradingView, just go get it. It's free. At the end of every trade plan, right here, I put a string. All you have to do is copy this right in here into the indicator. All you have to do at the end of every trade plan is copy this string into the indicator, and it will put all the put walls on there that I talk about, all the levels, all the confluence. It's very easy, guys. I make this super easy for you. All you have to do is execute. I've done all the prep work. Trust the process, be patient, trust the plan, and you will conquer the markets. So with that being said, I had a phenomenal day. I know that we had a great day in the room. I appreciate you guys hanging out with me today. I was going to talk about what's going to happen tomorrow, but I don't want to spoil it for you. I think, I'm always putting it out in the pre-market breakdown, and then it comes to petition, and it's like, that's cool and all, but let's save some magic for the morning. So I look forward to seeing you guys tomorrow for the post-market breakdown. Do not forget to sign up for the Master the Prop game, because this is really what we're doing. We are prop farming right now. Everybody in my room is essentially prop farming. They are, we're trading multiple prop accounts with copiers. They're leveraging, this is one of the few businesses, honestly, where you can take $2 or $3 grand worth of prop accounts and make hundreds of thousands of dollars. So if you guys are interested in learning how to do this, go ahead and check out the links in the profile here, or in the bio, not in the bio, but whatever it's called below, and sign up for this. So I put the links already in the comments for YouTube and for Substack, and I'll go ahead and pop it in Twitter too. And then I've got some other cool shit coming up after this. So as long as you register, put your phone number in, you will be signed up to win a prop firm evaluation for tomorrow. And then, like I said, Zanetti is going to be giving away 60 days worth of anything that you want. So between all his programs and my programs, he's going to pay for it. It certainly is worth it to show up. So, and at least register. So with that being said, I bid you all adieu. We diddled the damn thing today, and tomorrow we do it all again. You guys have an excellent evening, and I'll see you soon. Cheers.